We got a long way to go. What's up guys, Andrew here on my channel GearedInc, where I get to share what I'm passionate about with you. And on my channel, that's PC tech, games, and gear. And today we are talking about the new driver from Nvidia for ray tracing technology, specifically allowing their Pascal cards to take advantage of ray tracing, even though that's not what they were designed for. So you guys who obviously follow my channel or just in the tech community, you can pretty much know what ray tracing is. But for you guys who don't know, ray tracing is a new way of doing lighting and shadows that's essentially very realistic compared to traditional kind of cheap ways that shadows and lighting have been done, and hopefully one day to replace traditional rasterization techniques when just doing overall rendering. Now, ray tracing is incredibly performance demanding on a GPU, so Nvidia has come out with their own basically cores and different technology to make this possible, also in the form of DLSS, which replaces anti-aliasing. There are a couple of problems with the whole system as it stands. First off, there are only 3 games that currently support ray tracing to start with, and I have 2 of the 3, so I can speak from personal experience that it's not something that I use a lot. Like really, beyond testing it and kind of the funness of just being able to do ray tracing for lighting effects and see the difference, I never leave it on. And to me, this is the biggest problem with ray tracing right now, especially considering that these older cards, especially from the slides that we've seen, perform terribly in ray tracing specific situations. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to use the technology right now. Now, Nvidia's hope is that by essentially pushing this so hard, ray tracing will be mass adopted. It gives them one more value add for why you should buy their GPUs. And they're adding Pascal support so that people who use Pascal GPUs, specifically developers, will have access to the technology and be able to create both games and software that will support ray tracing or use it to expand the sphere of influence that ray tracing actually has. Now, the other thing that you have to take a look at when we're talking about where it is right now is that ray tracing, while on its face, is something that's very cool, and it's really, if you understand anything about the technology, it's actually pretty miraculous. It just doesn't have a place in the current gaming scheme, and let me explain why. So I have ray tracing obviously on my 2080 Ti, the best gaming GPU arguably that you can buy right now, and literally I never use it. That's because I would much rather have a higher FPS experience than, at least at this time, using the features that ray tracing offers. Quite frankly, in most games, I don't notice the difference between turning ray tracing on and off, and I've shown this in previous videos that I've done. Comparing also when you add DLSS actually takes away graphical fidelity and rather than add it, which even though you're increasing your performance, you're losing that graphical overall. If I was buying this specifically for like a 4K gaming experience, it would make no sense, because the whole point of gaming at 4K is because you want that face melting graphical, experience where it's like, oh my God, look how beautiful everything is, like a Skyrim or a Witcher or something like that. But if you have DLSS on, you actually lose graphical fidelity, which makes no sense to have ray tracing on at the same time, because you're going to take such a big performance impact. However, ray tracing done right can really lead to some very cool things, which I'm hoping that with this new patch allowing people who have Pascal architecture to take advantage of, we'll see more of things like this. Specifically, the Minecraft mod that came recently out from Sonic Ether, a very famous Minecraft modder, using what's called path tracing. Now, path tracing is actually way more intensive than ray tracing, but it gives you an example of what this type of technology can do to make even older games look much, much better. And I'm hoping that with this patch coming out, and therefore more people being able to play with the software, we get to see maybe more indie titles, more old school games get kind of a graphical update using ray tracing, because if you played this mod or if you've seen anything about it, it absolutely looks gorgeous. So anyway, guys, that's basically everything you need to know about the patch coming out. So now if you have a Pascal card, you can turn ray tracing on. Just don't expect anything spectacular, and definitely expect you to take a huge performance impact, because those cards were not designed for ray tracing in mind, so it's gonna suck, basically. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, you can go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. If not, leave me a thumbs down. Remember to get subscribed and hit that bell icon so you know when these videos drop. As always, thanks to my Patreon and Twitch subscribers. If you want to support me directly through either of those mediums, I actually put your name at the end of my videos as a way to say thanks. We have a new reward tier system for Patreon members, and you guys can check that out by visiting that page. And thank you to everyone who uses my Amazon affiliate links when you buy computer parts in the description down below. You can also join our Discord of basically PC enthusiasts and gamers, and DM me directly if you have any questions. But leave a comment and I would be happy to hear back from all of you. Obviously, I read through most of those and I always like to respond. As always, guys, I'm going to make these videos whether you watch them or not, but I hope you do, and I hope to see every single one of you next time here on GearedInc. Before I get in my rant where I'm basically just shit all over this. No, that's not good.